Sean Pickett here with Sales Integrity. Thank you for stopping by the Sales Integrity Podcast. Today we continue our discussion on the topic of prospecting on purpose. So without further ado, let's get today's episode rocking and rolling. Welcome back to the Sales Integrity Podcast. I'm Sean Pickett, founder and CEO of Sales Integrity and host of the Sales Integrity Podcast. We continue on with our Prospecting on Purpose series. We're talking about prospecting by the numbers, and I have some real good research for you today on what I'm referring to as the power of visuals and using video, specifically within the sales process. But let's take a look at some research, and I'm going to end it with three tips for you to take and just kind of run with on your own. First bit of research is from 3M Corporation along with Zabisco. So 3M and Zabisco conducted some research on the power of visuals and using video. And what they found was 90% of information transmitted to the brain is visual, and visuals are processed 60,000 times faster in the brain than text. So again, 90% of information transmitted to the brain is visual, and visuals are processed 60,000 times faster in the brain than text. And that was research conducted by 3M Corporation and Zabisco. So this really kind of validates everybody's gut feel and what you're hearing time and time again, that most people are visual, right? And a picture's worth 1,000 words. You've heard that saying before. And so it's in your best interest as a sales professional to really transmit your information in a visual manner versus just a text manner. And I'll get into some tips on that here in just a minute. But that's something to keep in mind there. The next bit of research, the source is by Simply Measured. And what they found was this: visual content drives engagement. In fact, just 1 month after the introduction of Facebook Timeline for brands, visual content, which are photos and videos, saw a 65% increase in engagement. Most people listening to this podcast are probably on Facebook. They probably have a Facebook profile and are on there regularly. So this is research that I thought would resonate with everyone, even in a B2B complex technical selling environment. Maybe you're not using Facebook as much to connect with prospects, but I think what you can take from this is that, with Facebook, growing so fast and being a dominant force in the tech world, most people are addicted to this, and there's a reason for it. It's because of the visuals and the way it's laid out and the timeline and all that. But if we look at this research again, visual content drives engagement. In fact, just 1 month after the introduction of Facebook Timeline for brands, visual content, photos and videos, saw a 65% increase in engagement. So think about the way you're selling. If you're sending emails and it's just text, you're not providing any sort of visual content for your prospects and your clients to connect with you and engage more. Because remember, they're saying visual content drives engagement. That's what you're looking for, is engagement, especially if you're prospecting. You're looking to connect with people initially. So engagement's what it's all about. You got to get their attention, and you got to create awareness. You got to connect with them and move forward from there. So just keep that in mind. Next bit of research, the source is Mist Media, and what they found is the average user spends 88% more time on a website with video. Let me repeat that. This one's short and sweet. The average user spends 88% more time on a website with video. That's a lot more time, right? And so how can you take advantage of that as a sales professional? I'm going to get into that in just a minute. But just keep that in mind, 88% more time on a website with video. I've seen other research, and I've mentioned this time and time again, that states that the average user would rather spend 20 minutes watching a YouTube video than reading a simple 3-paragraph blog or article, even though the blog or article might only take 5 minutes, right? Well, this stat just backs that up. The average user spends 88% more time on a website with video. Think about the way you're browsing out there as you're doing research, or just on Facebook or wherever else you may be. You're probably spending more time on video than anything else, right? So just keep that in mind. Much easier to watch a video. We grew up in a TV generation. People are used to watching, the big screen with movies and the little screen with TV, and now mobile devices, laptops, et cetera. People are just tied to their computers and to those devices. And the number one content that's consumed there is video. So just keep that in mind, okay? You're going to use that to your advantage as a sales professional. Final bit of research was conducted by Brainshark. And Brainshark found that video equals higher viewer retention. The information retained in 1 minute of online video is equal to about 1.8 million written words. Let me repeat that. Video equals higher viewer retention. The information retained in 1 minute of online video is equal to about 1.8 million written words. So for those of you, and again, that was conducted by Brainshark, for those of you that are selling primarily through email as your main communication mechanism in writing, lots of text and sending it out through emails, maybe you're even writing a blog, or articles out there to gain attention, which is a good thing to do. You should still do that. Try and keep those concise if you can. I know that's difficult. It's difficult for me too, but try and keep the written, articles and blogs concise. But the better thing to do is, shift your blog to a vlog, make it a video blog, right? And you can do 1 to 2 minute, videos, but one minute of online video is equal to about 1.8 million written words. So you can get your message across much better, much faster, more efficient using video than anything else. So just keep that in mind. All 4 of these pieces of research and these stats are quite interesting. That's why I like calling it sales prospecting by the numbers. So the question is now, what do we do about that? Well, of course, as usual, I got 3 tips for you. And really today it's 3 tools. The tips are tools, because realistically, I think everybody gets the concept of I should be using video, creating content, creating video content. But how do I weave that in my daily, weekly sales cadence, sales routines, just overall in my sales game, right? So I'm going to make it easy for you. I'm going to recommend 3 tools, 3 technology tools that'll help you enable this process of creating content through video, and getting it out there so you can leverage it within the prospecting and selling process. And the cool part about it are these 3 tools are free. So, and you might have heard me mention some of them in the past, but I just wanted to do one specific episode on visuals and video here today, just to keep it nice and consolidated. So the first tool and the first tip I'm going to recommend, and the first tool is Zoom. You've heard me talk about the Zoom audio video platform before. I use Zoom for everything. I use Zoom for creating coaching content, creating course content. I use it for creating video blogs and videos for YouTube. I use it to deliver live remote video based coaching. So audio video chat. We coach people all over the world, from coast to coast, United States to Mexico to Canada to the UK to Australia. We're now coaching people in the Ukraine, on and on. So it's allowed us to really extend our reach, but I'm using this platform to deliver live remote video chat coaching. We also we reach out and use it within the sales process. So we use it to present proposals and presentations to executive teams remotely that are geographically distributed when we're selling our services and our products. So just keep that in mind. You can weave it into the sales process there. And then I use it for this podcast. What you're listening to now is the output of a Zoom audio file. So when you have Zoom, it's free. You just go to zoom.us/download. zoom.us/download, and download the first thing you see there, which is Zoom Client for Meetings. It's going to download a nice little application on your desktop laptop, and it produces very high quality audio video outputs. It gives you an MP4 and an MP3, so 2 different audio, an audio file and a video file for you to do with what you need to do with it. So you can create them with Zoom. You don't even have to worry about editing that much. You can start and stop. So if you start a recording and you screw up, you could stop it and start again. It's going to give you as many files as you start and stop within one Zoom session that you launch. And again, it's free unless you want to use it. There are paid versions. So if you want to use it for one-to-many, where you're going to have multiple people go on, it's not free. You got to pay for that. But if it's one-to-one, or if you're just using it on your own without anyone in the meeting, which is what I do quite a bit as well, just launch it up and record content, then that's free as well. It's free to record, and it's unlimited usage of it. So this is a nice tool that you can use to create quick content, video-based content. And then the next tool I'm going to recommend is YouTube. YouTube, again, is free. All you got to do is go to gmail.com. You could even create a different Gmail email address using Gmail. That's free. With that comes a YouTube account, a free YouTube account. It's tied to it. And then the videos you create using Zoom, you could create these quick 1, 2, 3 minute videos on your point of view around the niche of the industry that you're focused on. So if you're selling software, if you're selling big data, if you're selling Internet of Things, if you're selling, anything you can think of, security, whatever it may be in this B2B complex technical selling world, whatever your niche is, start really doing some research and then creating your point of view, just quick videos around that. As we know, buyers along their journey, they're about 60%, 67% in some cases. So let's just call it 2/3 of the way through the buying journey before they raise their hand and start engaging with a sales professional. So be the research that they're looking at before they even get to you. And that's maybe even how they find you. And I mentioned this in the previous episode. The number one search engine in the world is Google. The number two search engine is YouTube. YouTube is owned by Google. So when somebody does a search on your niche topic, if an executive, a CIO, whoever it may be, does research on Google, and the first thing that's going to pop up are videos. They surface those up first, and they click on that. And if they view your point of view, your quick videos, you're now educating them. If they like your point of view, you're gonna make sure you put your contact info underneath each video so they have easy access to you. And then that's a great way to weave this into the selling process. So you can use Zoom to create the video content. You can use YouTube to host it. That's going to naturally be out there and help you be found by those that are conducting research that are in your target market. So keep that in mind. And then the third tip, and this is a newer tool I really like, I'm starting to use myself. It's very, very quick and easy to use, and it's free. Another free one, it's called Viewed It. So it's spelled like view edit, so VIEWEDIT, but it's actually Viewed It, like he viewed it or she viewed it. And it's a free Google Chrome plugin by Vidyard. Vidyard is a video-based company, video software. They provide a lot of paid-for services. This is a free product that they're providing, and it's really valuable. So you plug it in, and this allows you to use video for your follow-up and quick email messages. So you can quickly create a quick little video. It'll embed it right away into your email, and then it sends it off, and it has a little picture of you in the video. So it looks like a video with the little play button. They click that, it's going to go over to where it's hosted at Viewed It, and they can see a private video message. So instead of following up with a bunch of written text, or instead of even reaching out, using written emails, you could just say, hey, I created a quick, customized email for you. I'd like you to take a look, and then send it off to them. People are going to be intrigued by it. They click on it and they view it. It's not embedding a link. It's not putting the link in the email. It's actually the picture has a link associated to it, a URL associated to it. So, sometimes when you just send a URL, people, even if it's a bit.ly or something like that, a shortened link, sometimes people are skeptical of that. I don't want to click on it. It could be spam or a worm or something like that. But if they see a video embedded in an email, they tend to trust that a little bit more. And even though it does have a URL behind it anyway. So when they click on that, it's just going to take them to that hosted environment by Vidyard, which is, using that Viewed It tool. But it allows you to create quick on-the-fly video emails. And it's free. And you can use that to send off and use it in your follow-up, use it in your connection points. It's a way to differentiate. Not a lot of people are sending video emails. So it's another way you can weave it in your sales process. So that'll do it for today. The power of visuals in using video. The 3 tools that I recommended to do this are Zoom to create the video content, YouTube to store it and distribute the video content, and Viewed It for follow-up emails as well as intro emails to set yourself apart and differentiate from the competition. So without further ado, we're going to end this episode with a few quick reminders. All right, reminder number 1, if you haven't signed up for our free 7-day video email course titled 7 Steps to Master the Game of Complex Technical Selling, then you should do so right away. Go ahead and visit mastercomplexselling.com. Again, it's mastercomplexselling.com. Reminder number 2, if you want to ask a question and have me feature that on the podcast to answer your question, then just send an email to asksean@salesintegrity.com. Again, it's Ask Sean, and I spell it SEAN. So Ask Sean at salesintegrity.com. Number 3, if you haven't already done so, please rate the show. If you've been listening a few times and you get a sense of what the show is about and you feel comfortable, I greatly appreciate a 5-star rating and a quick 1 to 2 sentence review. You could do so on iTunes. Just search for the show and then click the ratings and reviews and go ahead and just add it there. And then final reminder, if you haven't already joined one of our 2 B2B Tech Sales Professionals group, you could do so on either Facebook or LinkedIn. Just go ahead and search for B2B Tech Sales Professionals, and it'll pop up and you can just join right there. So once again, thank you for listening to today's episode. Go out there today and help your customers buy what they want, what they need, and what benefits them. And most importantly, go out there and make it a great day.